Now, I know that my Fun Fact Friday video was about Father's Day, but I came across a very interesting article. And since I did not grow up with that father-child dynamic, I thought it would be interesting to share with all of you in hopes that you can attest or debunk the findings of the study in the article that I'm about to tell you about. Now, the title of the article is Dad's Love Could Be Crucial for a Happy Childhood. So now we're getting into the scientific patterns of relationships between the father and the child. Now, this study shows that there's no difference between the relationship between a son and a father and a daughter and a father. So the real key here is to build a relationship. So the research shows that the father can play more of an important role in the development of a happy, well-balanced child than a mother can. But why Dad? Well, it appears that even if Dad spends a less amount of time with the child than the mother does, if he has greater interpersonal power in the family, what he says is going to have a longer lasting, more impactful resonance than when Mom says something. It's going to be more powerful and it's going to stay longer in the brain. This study, by the way, was done over many, many years all over the world. So when you have patterns crossing geography, cultural, regional, religious, societal lines, then it's definitely something to pay attention to. And one of the most crucial bits of information found within these patterns was the impact that rejection from a parent, specifically a father, has on the personality of the child all the way up through their adulthood. So what is it they found that made the rejection from a parent so much more significant? As it turns out, the children who have no relationship, no bond, no acceptance by their father were much more likely to have personality issues, hostility, low self-esteem, and negativity. So this is one of the reasons I was drawn so much to this article and thought I needed to share it, is because since I didn't have a father growing up, I wanted to see just how well their results match up to my actual personality, because this is something I can attest to. This is written about someone like me. So I'm going to briefly cover each of these issues that they found so prevalent in children who didn't have fathers and tell you how it compares to me. And I would love to hear from anyone who has this sort of great relationship with their father or has a non-existent relationship with their father, and tell me what you think about these findings and how they relate to you and your relationship. Personality issues. This one is very interesting. I would say that I do have personality issues. I am pretty antisocial. I used to be just shy. And the difference between someone who's shy and antisocial is if you're shy, it's like having a door in front of you with a window. You can see outside of it, and you can see these fantastic social situations that you would just love to be a part of, and you can see it going on, and you would like to be a part of it. You just can't seem to open the door and walk through it and present yourself and mingle. But being antisocial is crossing the line from wanting to do it, but not being able to, and not caring to do it, so I don't. That is a personality conflict that everybody told me I would grow out of, but I never did. Hostility. I really would say that I do have a lot of hostility, especially when it comes to my father. I sat in his lap when I was 2, and when I was 7 I talked to him on the phone, and that was all the interaction I've ever had with him. Unfortunately, I'll never be able to forge a relationship with him because he died when I was 15. So for many years I felt a lot of hostility towards him, which I think stems from the fact that I had a very difficult and challenging childhood for many different reasons, and I kind of always felt like if he had have cared enough to be a part of my life, that he would have known what was going on, he would have fixed it, he would have found out and helped me and made things all better in a way. And so I always felt that kind of an anger towards him for not helping, not seeing me, not wanting to be a part of my life, not calling me on the phone, not being there for me, not, providing for me at all. It was a void. And I always wish that he had have been a part of my life, and I always kind of had the idea that maybe if he had have been, then my life wouldn't have been as difficult, as hard, and unfortunate as it was. But because he wasn't there, I had to endure it. And when he died, I was just full of rage because of it. And knowing that he didn't build a relationship with me, and now he never would. I hold a lot of anger about that. I am a fully functioning, independent adult. Even now, I have anger issues, so I'd agree with that one too. A low self-esteem. I'd have to agree with this one too. I've always been crazy self-conscious, and I've always felt really down on myself and was not very confident, and it takes a toll on you, over years of walking with your head down. My mom always told me how much my dad did not want me, and in fact one of our quotes that was spoken often in the house was that he told her when she told him that she was pregnant that he would rather be in the chain gang than to have me. So I always had this impression growing up that not that it was my fault, I was unwanted, and I was really not wanted by anybody. I was in foster care for over 2 years in my childhood, so, I have a lot of negative trauma, and yet again that's another thing that I felt like my dad could have helped me with, been a part of, and taken me in. I'd asked my caseworker if I could go live with him, since he was my father and I didn't have a relationship with him. I thought this might be a good time to explore that better, but he didn't want me apparently. Negativity. This is a tough one. I'm not really a negative person, but in order to keep myself from being negative, every morning I have like a 10-minute meditation where I just focus on being positive, being happy, my goals, and things like that. I guess I accidentally attract it and I don't mean to, but if one negative thing happens, it's like an endless spiral of doom. A lot of people deal with that, but I have an exceptionally hard time with it. I must actively choose to be positive and happy over being negative and sad. It's a conscious effort in my head. So, in conclusion, their findings seem to make sense for me. To see that these items are common amongst children who have been rejected by their dad is really sobering for me, to know that that contributes to why I am the way I am, which is very interesting to say the least. So if you're out there and you have a child that's out there, please don't waste the time that you could have with them, because every day that you don't have a relationship with them is just a wasted opportunity. But it's never too late. Dads out there who have children that they're not close with, you can still forge a bond between you and your child. You know, just start now. Better late than never. Because if my dad was still alive, I would give anything for the opportunity to feel special and loved by my father and do these things with him. But I'll never have that opportunity. And if you have that opportunity, you should take it while you still have it, because it won't last forever. And I'll see you again later. Have a great day.